Bennett.
My good here, look. You have claimed that it would harm Palestinians if this bill goes through. That's not what the Palestinians themselves say. We have letters of support from 60 Palestinian NGOs, human rights organisations and trade unions. Palestinian farmers told the Irish Times last week that the bill is a source of hope. A Palestinian advocate will appear before this committee shortly, strongly supporting this measure. Palestinian representative to the UN formally called all states to end trade with Israelis' illegal settlements. Do you think Palestinians are not able to determine what is in their own interests and that you know better? To any of the witnesses.
Well, Rabbi, I'll come to you because you wanted again. You can answer the last question as well and this question if you wish.
Well, I wanted to respond to the previous point that was made. If, as you say, all that Ireland can do at this stage is a matter of symbolism, and that is important, but I would just ask, why is the symbolism always focused on blaming Israel? Why do we hardly ever see blame put on Hamas, that they need to lay down their arms and not keep on saying they want to eradicate Israel, to repeat October 7th? Why is the blame never put on Iran? Why do we very rarely hear calls for the release of the hostages? And this bill is just another example of the symbolism which is always focused on demonizing Israel and laying all the blame squarely on Israel's shoulders and not recognizing that there's Hamas and Iran and everyone else involved in this as well.
Chair, may I briefly answer both of those questions together, because they are linked, and the key is the misinformation that Hamas and its supporters are putting out. 1,847,915 tons of aid have been facilitated by Israel into the Gaza Strip throughout this war. As of last weekend, 73 million meals had been distributed by the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation in its first couple of months of operation. That is the reality. What we are hearing from so many of those who profess to speak on behalf of the Palestinians, including NGOs, who frankly should know better, is a false narrative here. And the proof of that pudding was in the fact that they immediately came out to tell Palestinian civilians not to accept aid from the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation. The reason for this is because it is the first mechanism that has successfully delivered aid, which has then not been diverted to Hamas. So the theme here continues. It is succor for Hamas, support for Hamas, and the prolongation of this conflict, which is at the core of the misinformation about aid, the misinformation that circulates these blood libels of genocide or the targeting of civilians, which is completely contrary to what Israel has demonstrated. And
sorry, thank you.
I have another question. Yeah,
sorry, I'm still in my time, please. Thank you. So just again, as I said in my statement, this statement actually come from an agricultural worker. And just so we are clear, and that you are dismissing the views of the Palestinian trade unions who have strongly supported this measure. They don't know what's in their own interest. Is that what you were saying? That they don't know, because this is what they're stating. They want this bill.
I will tell you, the Palestinians that I listen to are those that were interviewed by Ohad Khemo in November on the ground in Gaza, in Channel 12, not reports that made it into the international media because it does not support the Hamas narrative, who said Hamas is killing us. Israel and the Americans are giving us aid. We want Israel to win against Hamas. Those are the Palestinians that I listen to. Those are the Palestinians that I care.
Sorry, can I just cut across again? I never mentioned Hamas. What I mentioned was in relation to an agricultural worker, that the people of Palestine want this bill to go through. Nothing to do with Hamas. This is the Palestinian, this is the people on the ground, an agricultural worker and the union.
And I'm saying that on the basis of the
that
evidence...
That is part of the problem.
No, Ms. Hausdorff has the floor. Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yes, I'm saying that on the basis of the evidence I have seen, it is Hamas that is spinning this narrative and that is supporting this bill, because it stands to benefit from the repercussions of it, not the ordinary Palestinians. And if we care about those ordinary Palestinians, then we should, as they hope, we should be advocating the removal of Hamas, the defeat, as soon as possible.
So, along with excuse me, can I just go back to my question, because I never got my full answer in time, John.
And that may be what the record records.
Yeah. Again, I just want to say, and just to put it on the record, do you not believe the Palestinian people, in their own interest, if they want this bill, you're not in agreement with that?
All I can say to you, Deputy, is what I've previously said. Tragically and sadly, this bill will contribute absolutely nothing to
But the
resolving the
Palestinian people
conflict.
said-
No, well then they're being
They've said.
fooled and misled, because this
Misled
bill...
by who?
By perhaps the Irish government. Because the reality is, this bill banning a small amount of olives and avocados coming from the West Bank and requiring every traveller into this country to be questioned and searched about whether they have some item in their possession is of no help to Palestinians.
Deputy Duncan Smith.